Hi, guys. I'm just waiting for Linda. Um, she'll be here as soon as she can. She is very kind. I cannot believe the amount of, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could keep up with her schedule. I really don't. But I'm so grateful that she's agreed. So I'm more than willing to uh, work around her busy schedule because I have a lot more flexibility comparatively. So we're just going to be waiting for her to join us. And I thank you guys who are here and who are in process of joining. I'm just keeping my she's here, you guys. She is here, Linda G. All right, I see you, girl. All right, let's see how we do this. No, we do this. All
Hi,
right. Hello, Linda. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm sorry I tried to find your link and my Gmail account. See, I looked at it earlier, so it wasn't new. I should leave it as new because what happens is I got tons of emails.
Oh, I know. I have that same problem. I'm like mid panic, you know. That's why I thought, okay, this time I'm going to send the separate one with the, I thought because I know what that's like, and because it happens to me like every time.
I lose people's links all the time because I have a hard time finding the old email.
Well, my God, you get so much. I mean, I can't imagine.
And one woman I was supposed to read today at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. I called the number, it said non-working number. Finally, I got an email from her and I looked at that real quick and it was somebody else she wanted me to read instead of her. And fortunately, the number she had down as her number was not the number I wrote down. So, because it was a non-working number. So
Oh my
I'll
God.
contact her after we're done.
So you were off to starting off your Friday the 13th.
Right. And I'm supposed to be off today, technically, but I catch up on the free readings. And of
Oh,
course, I haven't gotten dressed and my hairdresser hasn't arrived yet, but I'm getting ready for Trump to be reinstated.
oh
This is
yeah.
the day. So I'm ready to go anytime they are. I keep waiting for it to happen, but nothing yet.
Yeah, crickets. Except for him probably screaming into a mirror somewhere that, you know, he's locked in a bathroom and he's gone florid, just blah.
Exactly, exactly. So hi Ron. Hi everybody who greet her.
Yes.
A lot of these people I know.
Yeah.
They're all good friends of mine.
Yes.
Mhm.
And oh, Patricia's here. I haven't seen her in a while. Oh,
Yeah.
hello to everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is just going to be chat. We're not working. We're not reading.
We're just chillaxing.
Yeah. So,
Let me tell you my life story and I'll put you out.
no, it wouldn't be. Actually, I
A little bit because I've gotten a couple of hits these past couple of days. I'm going to tell you one hit that I got was uh,
absolutely. This is what it's for. Like whatever you want to
I
share.
feel like the rescue in Afghanistan.
Yes.
I saw like generals talking amongst each other and kind of like, well, if they get in our way, we can wipe them out.
Oh,
So I'm almost feeling like if the Taliban doesn't mind their manners and allow them to do this, there's going to be a huge suffering with the Taliban. That's what I heard.
mm-hmm.
I could be totally wrong.
No, but when you get that back around, oh my God, it was before the invasion of Panama.
Yeah.
Because I tend to get stuff through dreams. I'm probably
Me
just,
too. I get dreams. Yeah.
and it's always the way it's been, and it's never on. It's never me seeking it. Oh, if only. Thank you, Kathy N, and thank you all who are joining us. But
Kathy.
yes, thank you, Kathy. Chillaxing is what we're doing. It's Friday, and we're both Virgo.
Friday the 13th. So I'm going to go out and do my spells tonight. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
lucky number 13.
actually Friday the 13th in my life has always been a lucky day for me.
I embrace the number 13.
Yeah.
I do. There's nothing wrong with that number.
So you get it in your dreams, and when Panama happened, what did you get?
Thank you. Yeah, it was, I hadn't been like I was saying, I hadn't been like reading up on politics, reading up on anything at that time. This is way back in the, late 80s. So, it was just very brief, and many of them will be like this. And it was very lucid and clear. And I was shown a map of the Persian Gulf. And, I knew that that's what it was. And I like geography and history. But anyway, so then I heard a masculine voice that I attribute to Saint Michael, who's, well, I'll have to go into that another time with Saint Michael. But, and he said, there will be war here. And he meant the Gulf, the Persian Gulf, because I was shown the quote unquote map of the Persian Gulf. And so I have a friend of mine that was in the Marines, and I back before there were, digital ways to get hold of people, I wrote him a letter, and he was stationed at Camp Lejeune. And I said, hey, is there, I just said, I had this dream. And is there anything that you've heard of, like, going on around the Persian Gulf? And he said no. In fact, Panama is the one you want to watch. And that's, of course. And so I was like, okay, but I knew. I just, when I get that kind of dream, it's like I'm being given to witness this and pay attention. And it's like, well, I always kind of wonder, like, why me? I don't understand, but I did share it. And so this platform now, being able to share these things that have been going on since my childhood, is amazing. And I've had some other ones like that with COVID.
You did too? Did you see my video that June 17th, 2019, I predicted the virus?
No, I don't. I watched a lot of your stuff. But then once I started getting my channel up, how it goes, you don't get to watch everyone else.
You really shouldn't watch other people's channel because you'll get confused.
That's just it. I kind of have a natural, it's like I want to, so it's like I just kind of, but I know that we had
June 17th, I was sitting at Angel Heart, minding my own beeswax, reading something.
That's the way it always is.
And then my guides interrupted me for this special message. And I was like, okay, go on. What? And they said, a very bad or nasty virus is coming out. And I saw everybody wearing a mask. And then that's where it ended. I said, okay, done. And I kept on with little did I realize they were giving a huge prophecy.
Yeah.
And then they also told me when the virus started, they told me that there was a vaccine coming and not to worry, the vaccine, which is interesting because they told me before the vaccine came out, and people are like, oh, Linda, they sent me articles. Are you sure?
Yes.
And it's like, I trust my guides. My guides before it happened. So yeah, I'm taking the vaccine.
I had it back in prior to February of, it would have been this year. And I got to stop and think. I don't have, how our memories are when we get so much going through us. It's like, I don't know, it's a blur.
Too much. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember I freaked out my husband because I went through 2 nights of constant nightmares of this black wind of death, and I could feel it going through me and all these people that were dying. Yeah, and I could feel this.
How long ago was this?
This would have been prior to February, because I did a reading in February. I've got that on video. And I was throwing down the cards, and I said, all of a sudden, when the reading that I got, that is on record, I said, I see a bunch of people getting sick. And I said, this is kind of sickness that they're going to say, I have never been so sick in all my life.
Right.
And then I could see death and stuff. And I have to go back.
Yeah,
But
definitely we're connected to the higher source.
yeah, because then like my husband, like this happened, like I said, for 2 nights in a row. And he was waking me up because I was fighting and I was cursing and using my typical less than ladylike language. Because I was fighting something for these, not like I think I'm anything great. I don't know, but I was doing whatever the universe wanted me to do. That's my job.
Exactly.
So I was fighting for these folks as much as I could. And my husband would wake me up because I was animated and he'd never seen me like that and was concerned. And then when it happened the second night in a row,
Yeah.
you know, he was just.
Oh, I know, girl. Hi, Shield. Hi.
I was leveled for 2 days afterward. Leveled. I was exhausted.
So why would it take your energy, do you wonder?
It just was that black wind and the fighting that I felt like I was doing. I just couldn't sleep properly too. It was so intense. I just felt like I couldn't.
When you get those feelings, be sure to tell everybody because you're very connected. You're very connected.
Well, you know what? And that's
if it's affecting you physically, you're very, very connected. I get some visuals that are so strong, but I can tell you energetically, I'm not connected to it physically. So I'm the messenger, but I don't connect.
Right. And sometimes, thank you. You know, and it's for the darker things. I tend to see a lot of, I hate injustice. So cold cases, criminal cases, that just, you know, I'm a mama bear. That's, you know, my Virgo and my Leo and Mars coming out is like, right. You know? And I don't know what I can do, but I want to do more cases like that. But I love the variety. I love the mediumship, and I love reading on. Like recently, I was doing readings where it's like, okay, you guys give me an address, and let's just see what the energy says there with the cards and with my intuition. And I gotta say, that's really good fun.
Awesome, girlfriend. Where do you live at? What state?
Oh, honey, I'm just across the bay.
Oh, okay. You're in California.
I'm just in Pacifica.
So it's weird, huh? It's overcast.
Yeah. Well, can you believe I've got some sun right now?
Okay.
I'm more toward the southern end, but I do want.
I'm happy that it's overcast because they've been predicting Armageddon heat.
I know it's been like winter here at the coast.
Yeah.
But, I mean, enough that I'm thinking of like going over to the East Bay, maybe like where it's a little warmer. You know, because I'm disabled, it will help my body.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had an accident or something?
That's right. I'm surprised you can remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Back in 1986, I was ejected out of a car.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I landed on my back and I shattered 2 vertebrae. I'm very lucky to be alive.
Right. But did it affect or are you a para?
Yeah, I'm paraplegic, like your dad. I remember when we talked.
His spinal cord was severed.
Yeah, mine had a lot of shards of bone stuck in.
They're going to come up with something down the road.
They will
generate the spinal cord.
I have every faith in it. I don't think that I'll see it, but it's okay. You know, I know it's coming for other people.
Right.
that makes me happy. As long as, you know,
Boy,
they can.
that a turn in your life, huh?
Wow. Yeah. It
And your
was,
abilities probably got stronger after that.
yeah, I believe they did. I believe they definitely did. I mean, I've had it, like, I grew up in a haunted house.
Yeah.
So that started it out in Missouri, seeing those. Plus, I've got a Pisces moon and Pisces
Oh,
ascendant.
Lord have mercy. Hello.
Thank God for the Virgo, right? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's your connection, big time. You got Piscean eyes.
Oh, do I?
Eyes are Piscean. Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, okay. Because I'm Virgo with a Libra, Libra moon, Libra rising.
Well,
That's
that's,
why that's why I like food so much.
I like it too. I like Mexican, Italian food. Oh my
But how do you
God.
stay so slim?
Well, that's called stress. And
It's probably easier being a paraplegic because you got to move your own body
I,
around.
yeah, I mean, like, okay, I'm only like a total of 5'2", and I got up to 145.
And you
Now,
struggle with that. My dad gained some weight, but let me tell you, my dad could pick up a bus and throw it. He was so powerful. He was sponsored by the VA to push his chair at the Boston Marathon,
holy smokes, that's
and he
great.
was in his 40s. But his arms were his legs.
Oh yeah, the men really buff out. I'm fairly buffed out for as petite as I am,
Uh-huh.
my upper body, but uh, I tend to. I'm not athletic,
Right.
but I've also I've I'm getting now that I've gotten older, I've worn out a lot of my upper body. So I have to take it a little easier. But you know what? I think I'm still doing pretty good.
Yeah,
You know,
you're in there.
and I am looking to gain a little bit more weight. I do need to do that. But I don't want to gain too much more because, like you said, transferring when I was 140 pounds,
Was
I
that based on eating or based on medication?
it was based, I think, on a hormonal going pre-menopausal. Because right now I'm doing the menopausal dance. So
Oh,
um,
girlfriend. I
yeah,
got
it's
the whole what all of it taken out before I turned 50. I was I had low iron because I bled like a you know what. I know you guys are interested in the details.
we
But
don't care. This
but I had a total history. I wanted to save the ovaries, and the doctor at that time said to me, Linda, if you see what I see with people with ovarian cancer, just get them out.
it killed my
My
girlfriend.
girlfriend, I never went through any kind of withdrawal.
That's wonderful.
They took all of it out, and I never went through hot flashes or anything. And they didn't want to give me any kind of supplement because I also have a bad heart.
Oh,
So they said they weren't going to give me anything. And I never struggled with going through the change of life.
that is wonderful.
I do carry a little extra poundage on me. And sometimes they say the hormone lives in the fat. Maybe that's it. But I never went through any of it.
Linda, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You do. I'm not just buttering your biscuit.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not.
You know what I got stuck on? I got stuck on these shows on YouTube about redoing old places.
Oh, I do that too.
Oh my God, I love it.
Oh, I do too. And I love the old houses. Like I miss that from Missouri here. So like when I do go over to the East Bay and I see, that's why I want to move over there. Plus,
Right.
then I could bop over to Benicia and say, "Hey, Linda, what are you doing?"
Yeah, I haven't been there in a long time. Well, COVID would shut down, and then it takes me from where I live an hour and a half to drive there.
Oh
And
my
people
God.
are all complaining, "Oh, Linda, I would love to see you in person," but it's not my
Not
dream.
happening.
It's so much easier because I'm an old woman. So much
Oh,
easier
yeah.
reading from here or doing a Zoom.
This is perfectly fine. I think
Right.
this is perfectly fine. And I'm not one of those people that, in fact, I've always was accused of being somewhat antisocial. It's like, look, I love you, but I just don't want to be around you. no.
It's
But
like when my guide said that I was going to do a YouTube video. I was standing in my bedroom and he said it as clear as day in my ear. I'm like, what? I don't want to get up and brush my hair. And they said, Linda, you'll help calm people down.
and you did, because you know what? I had all that stuff that was coming to me, and I got nobody to talk to about it. So when I got on there and I'm having the kind of stuff that I have, and I saw you're one of the first ones, you and Kristen, it was just like, my people, you know,
Yeah.
these are my people. And it made me understand. And I when you told me though, after a reading, you said you need to do the channel. It's like I relented because I'm very big on my privacy. I didn't want to deal with people's BS and you know the annoying side that comes with having a channel. But I've got a pretty thick skin, so I can deal with that.
Yeah, there's some ugly people out there, but fortunately, I
More,
have some I pay to go through my comments, so I don't see them first. And I also think my sister retired, so now she can. But you know, I got 45,500 subscribers. I
I
can't
would,
go through that all by myself.
hell no, that's crazy. You know, I can't keep up with even less than that. And, you know, and I don't always, now I'm having to look at my email a little more. But I always like to give it a day or two because just that whole gives me a headache. Yeah, just
Well, but I, you know, I got to tell you, I'm more lucky than not. A lot of cool people are out there.
same. That's the one thing. There are more people that are. I've overall been very pleasantly surprised. I've had such more positive than the few.
Yeah, you know, and somebody even called me a racist because I said something
What?
about white people. And I was like, really? Because hello, I have white in me. My father was white. You're a racist. I'm thinking, okay. It was like so weird. But you know what you do is you block. You just
Yeah.
block.
Yep, that's what I do. I go to their page, I report them, and then I block them. And you know,
And you know, some people they're just so dead set against the vaccine, and they've got all this stuff that's not for real, and it, you know, and so is a pedophile and all. I don't get into that stuff. I just walk away.
no, the minute I get any whiff of that, it's done. You know, that they have. And the one thing I haven't had much of, I've got to get my caffeine. This is by actually an indigenous brewing company. I'll have to throw this down. Spirit Bear.
Wow, is it good?
Oh my God. Yes, it
Okay,
is.
I better write it down and order some.
I'll put up the link.
Spirit.
Spirit Bear Coffee Company.
Girl, I'll try it out.
Yeah, and they're indigenous. I like to keep, you know, as a minority myself, to keep them. Your hair's great. Just push.
Well, I'm trying to get it out of my face, but I'm going in the wrong direction because this thing is showing a different direction.
I know, that's what mine's doing. So look what I did. I just said, "Fuck you." Excuse my language. I probably just got demonetized. It's all right.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You're not supposed to say those words.
Yeah, I said it once.
And did they demonetize you?
They have before, but it's like big whoop. It's just, you know, one like they didn't demonetize my channel or anything. It's just like the video. It's like,
Oh, they do the video, they demonetize that based on some little word said or something.
oh yeah, especially now.
I didn't hear that.
I'm the one that's got to I do all the stuff on my channel. So it's like I'm having to learn all this stuff. And they just more recently, yeah, it's like part of the agreement that while you're going to upload is, okay, how much swearing have you used? Have you just used an abbreviation? It's gotten really kooky.
You need the abbreviation?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Which is usually what I do because I don't tend to
Yeah.
drop a lot of swear words except for when needed. But yeah, so it's like, if you want to be monetized, you do have to be mindful of that.
Wow. Yeah, so I got caught up in that YouTube, the cauldron. I need to find out. I might fly out there. It's in the UK. And oh my God, the cauldron is the one that has the wheel that goes through the water. And they used to make bread. What do you call those places? Mill.
Oh,
And how they worked on that. Oh my God, the work they put in.
I love that kind of stuff. I
I
do.
love it. But they ended it without finishing a lot of the project, but they'd gotten money from the York something where they would have school kids come and
Oh,
look at the thing, and 200,000 pounds given
that's,
over a time frames while they were going to fix their barns and everything.
oh man.
But how fun. I don't have the energy for that, but how fun was that?
Oh, I love watching that. I love watching. I'll watch all of that stuff. And my husband, by trade, is an electrician. So
Okay.
now he's working at for the city with the traffic lights,
Oh,
but he started out as an electrician. So I've learned a lot of different things from that.
right. Well, my first
I look
husband,
at fixtures when I go into a room and like, oh, Penny, did you see the fixtures?
I know my first husband was an electrician. He was he did more like projects for the school districts and stuff. He would bid on things. But yeah, to be an electrician or a plumber, that's a good. My third and last husband was a mechanic, car mechanic.
That's another good one.
Good one. But they sure don't pay them nothing.
Oh, that's a shame. That is
They
really,
don't
really,
nothing, girlfriend.
that's intensive labor.
I know. He worked hard for years.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That to me is something that should be just like the other trades. That's essential, and they should do well.
Exactly. Exactly. I love your earrings, by the way.
Oh, thank you. They're Latvian. I'm half Latvian. Well, more than half, but see if you can see them.
You're half what?
Baltic. It's
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, it's across from Sweden. It's called Latvia. Yeah, very small, a very unique.
Do you
Uh,
think after a grandmother? Do you look like a grandmother?
I think that I resemble possibly my grandfather's mother.
Okay, because there's a woman over there near you right now in spirit who's saying she looks just like me. She's taking credit for your beauty.
Does she have what color hair?
I think her hair was about your color. Well, she's young. She's young, so
That I think that could be uh, Caroline.
okay. Do
That
you
might
do Ancestry at all?
yes.
Girl, that's another thing. I pay that every month and I maybe use it 3 times a year. But
Same.
when I use it, I start and I've got so much to do. I'm writing this book and I
I know
have
I'm gonna buy that.
girl, thank you. So much to do, but as soon as I'm done, I'm getting back up on Ancestry.
That's what I need to do. I was just that's funny you said that because I was just I'm like I also have an account with Find a Grave because I love looking at old graveyards and all the old
What's
stones.
it called?
Find a Grave.
Oh yes, I have that too.
Yeah.
I
So
love
I
those old. Yes.
yes. And so I like that was one of them. And so it connected me up and it's like, oh, I was wanting to look up something. Um, and it was like the ancestor thing came up and it's like, oh yeah, I've got to renew that. So it just reminded me, yeah, I've got to renew that because it's something my family's always kind of done. My dad's grandfather was from England and he wrote his life story out for us before he died.
Thank you. That's very cool.
Yeah. And my grandmother, who just recently passed of COVID, my Latvian grandmother.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank Huh? She was 94, 95. you know, 90, more like probably 95. And I couldn't go to the funeral. That's really, I'm still dealing with that. That's that because she was like,
It's like, don't worry, I wasn't even there. It's like,
that's what she's, yeah,
she's like, that's what I get a lot of times when people are like, oh, I haven't been to my dad's grave or something. And it's like, they're saying, excuse me, I'm not there. I'll show up if you're there, but I don't go there.
yeah. And it's in Nebraska. So, and like I can't travel back there. And I'm getting a lot more pain and stuff with my injury as I'm aging. I'll be 53, which is young as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, you're very young.
And September 5th is my birthday.
I'm September 10th.
Yay!
So what age were you when this injury happened?
17.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah, 17. So in a way though, I think it's better that I had that. If it was going to happen to me, that it happened earlier. I had my kids afterward. So, you know, I was fortunate that I could have children and naturally. And, but so I've done those things I wanted, but my body's saying, now you got to pay the price.
Right.
But it's, you know, I'm fortunate. So I
How's your kids doing?
they're doing okay. They have their struggles. You know, they have their problems, you know.
Right.
And like right now, my oldest is really concerned with work. She's just kind of gotten, because of the deals with the COVID and the things that are changing. She's probably going to have to work a different type of job. So she's kind of bummed about that. But
Yeah, but try not to lay in it too long. I read a woman today in New Zealand, and she's a 911 type of person. And she was talking about something that happened and why she has to give her notice and try to look for something else. And I said to her, you know, you weren't happy with that job for some time. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I can tell that you weren't happy. And your guide said, okay, we're going to force the issue, which they did. And basically, so be careful what you think as far as leaving or going into something new, because sometimes it's all part of the process. I mean, getting breast cancer isn't something I signed up for.
yeah, I didn't want to go.
I'll tell you, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I wouldn't be here now. You breaking your back was not something you signed up for, but who you are as a person, I don't think you would change it for the world.
No, because it's, you know, just it's given me way more empathy. You like me. It's like, wait a minute, where's my lipstick?
Mm-hmm.
I can't be ashy or have dry lips.
I love that color.
Oh, thank you. Is it Tom Ford?
Rolanda, it's her birthday, September 10th as well.
Oh, hey, Clarence.
Hey, Vivian, Martha.
I hope that you guys are
out here.
Yeah. Oh, we have 88 folks in the house. That's nice.
Exactly. Yeah, that's cool, girlfriend.
I usually get like 16, but it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad if one person shows up.
Well, you're doing this because you're having fun. Like me too, girlfriend. I didn't even know you could monetize YouTube. I was going along for a while, sitting in front of camera, not knowing what the heck I was supposed to be doing. And then my son said, Ma, you can monetize YouTube. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay.
Because, you know, that extra money doesn't hurt. And you are expending your energy, you know.
Right. But I'm actually having so much fun.
That's the main thing.
I want to make sure I'm on other people's. Somebody said to me, I said one day on my YouTube, come on, you guys, those of you who have the gift, get on board. Let's do this. And a lot of people joined around that time. How many years ago did you join?
This, it was a year in February, I think. Was it a year in February? This past February. So yeah.
You have some master here that's saying that we're practicing witchcraft.
Okay.
You
Hey,
delete them.
Ron, you're my
It's Yahawashi,
oh, that's stupid so and so.
who who is some sort of Lucifer person.
Wow, they're very satanic.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron.
He might come back. If he does, Ron, you know what to do.
I often wonder about the ones that are so frightened of, what are you so afraid of?
I just wonder why they want to invest their time. If they're so into God, why aren't they like meditating on John saying love everyone rather than coming on to my got him, Ron says. Thank you.
Well, Ron, you can't just block them for 5 minutes. You're going to have to block them for good. I
Oh,
don't know.
Ron knows what to do.
Okay.
He'll chase him down. He's got a whole
All
way
right,
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. And lately,
Ron is so cool.
oh, I love Ron. We need to get Ron up to 1,000. We need to get Ron up to 1,000 so he can have his super chats. They make
Okay.
it.
Did I join Ron? I thought I joined him.
I don't know. I don't think you. I know you have been making the rounds.
I try to get in there for him.
Yeah, I try. I join him a lot, and it's always fun. But I have to stop it at about 2 hours because then I get like the reading hangover the next day.
Well, I can't read for over an hour, no matter who I'm reading with, because I have a backpack too. And
Right now, I'm leaning forward. You may have noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? You got to switch around. And it's good for you. It's better for you to refresh.
Right.
It is way better for you to refresh.
I'm looking for Ron right now.
Ron, Unconditional Love Tarot.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay. So I got him.
Oh, good. You will love.
What does he need to get up at in order to?
You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers, and then he's going to have to bump up his watch hours. I told him you can do that by just creating some videos that people can watch over and over again. But
right.
It's two things. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and I can't remember the number of watch hours. I made up the watch hours by just doing videos.
Back to back to back.
Yeah. Which,
I don't know. I actually wasn't even caring. I just did it. And slowly but surely it just kept building up.
And that's just it. That's right, Ron. I told him, see, when I visit Ron's channel, I put on black kitty cat ears and because it's BlackCat Tarot and we get silly. So I told him, all right, you get 1,000. And I've been telling people, get Ron 1,000 votes and I'll buy him a pair of white kitty cat ears that he's got to wear. So when he gets that, he's going to have to wear some cat ears.
And where are you at right now?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in Pacifica.
Where are you at with your numbers? Are you cool?
I need some help. I have been stuck at, they won't seem to let me get to 4,000. And I have been doing this dance since past November.
Oh, especially since Trump lost. Did you notice it sort of flattened?
Yeah, I was doing really great. And then November,
That's what happened. Everybody, even like Sterling and stuff, they all kind of flatlined. Nothing.
And what they've done to me is like, I'll get like a bunch of viewers and then they start cutting them. I'll go on and I'll see it. I've lost 10 and then the next day, 10 more. And, and it just adds up. And it's just like, then I go back to like 3,920 and then it will go to 940, 940 something. So they're playing with me. So I've just kind of like thrown my hands up in the air and just gone.
Well, Kirsten started this before me. Kirsten was the first one. And so I would do guest appearances on her. She had the lights. She did everything just perfect.
I
And
remember.
when my guide said, "You're going to do a YouTube video," I thought they were clean out of their mind. And I'm thinking it's work that Kirsten's doing. And I don't want to have to put eyelashes on or anything, because she always looks so good.
Yes.
And but I did it because I knew I had to do it, because they said to me, "You will help calm people down." I had to do it. They also, the third thing they said was, "If your ego gets involved, we'll take away your gift."
Oh, yeah.
So you can't mess with that. So fortunately, I'm older and stuff. So ego, maybe the younger Linda, but like I won't be ego. So I did the show, and look at me now, 45,000. But Kirsten never really,
I,
and she was thinking maybe she was hit by Russians or something.
you know,
There was just some weirdness with that, because she should have more than me.
you know what? I know exactly what she means. I've done readings on it, and I saw there is some sort of manipulation.
That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know if it's YouTube. It might be something on the outside.
It could be. I
Yeah.
admittedly haven't really looked in depth at it,
Right.
but it does feel so
Because
sneaky.
YouTube is more like they put it in the computer. They don't sit there and deliberately try to, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
also they're, as
The point of that be.
they're easier and easier for me to deal with. But they'll drop people with me who are in my membership. Honest to God, they're not blocked. We can't find them for the life of me.
Yes.
They make a comment. It's like, why not?
It's
It's unbelievable. But I don't think it's YouTube's fault. I think it's something else.
There's some kind of, I definitely think they did change the algorithm. And since they did that, and that was around about that time last year when I started to notice everything not going, like continuing to develop the way it should have. I plateaued off in this weird dance of numbers with the subs. But then I continually have had problems with, even during a live, I'll go to type a response to somebody and I hit it to go in and it gets eaten immediately.
Wow.
I've had that happen. I've had other people have that happen. So it's even gotten to the point that what I do now to make sure that questions don't get chomped in the chat log, I just have to remind people to go and look in the community tab for the appropriate post to put their questions. And that way I go from there, I cut and paste. It's like I shouldn't have to do that, but, and I have talked to their chat help.
Yeah, what'd they say?
Well, have a look at it. And then look, and you sit there and you're on it because this is the only help you have. Okay, you're online sitting there. Oh, I can't see anything really wrong. I didn't make this up, folks.
Right.
And then the last person I had was a little rude. They were like, and I knew that they were like trying to say, I doubt this thing with the subscribe, with the comments and stuff, and the being unsubscribed. And they said, well, could you get somebody to admit or come forward that has had that problem? I said, absolutely. I thought, so, and because I did, I have my, I tell my viewers all the time, if you have that problem, if you find yourself unsubscribed, please let me know, because apparently now they want me to catalog those that are finding themselves unsubscribed.
Wow. Yeah, and like I said, Kirsten's been doing this way more than us, and you would think that I just don't know. When she first started, I know she liked to swear a lot.
Yeah. And
I remember telling her, maybe if you calm down the swearing.
just a little bit.
Because she was like swearing, but she calmed it down and she still had troubles.
Yeah, I could feel it. And I just thought, man, did somebody decide there that they didn't like what she was saying? I don't know. This is just, I saw that with her and I felt for her. And I thought, that's so frustrating because I know that she's in demand. There's so many people that enjoy, she's fun. This
Right.
doesn't seem right. Doesn't even seem logical. So is she still having trouble?
Well, I think she's opening up her own gig. She's doing her own thing. She's not as connected to YouTube anymore. I will say though, I appreciate YouTube. If I die today and don't do this again, the one thing I love hearing from all the people is, thank God you calmed me down. And that's exactly the reason I did it, was to help calm people down.
And you know what? It's really true. Not only that, but I can say for myself, and I know that if there's other people that have this, it confirmed for me all the stuff that I was having and have
Yeah,
nobody. Like my family goes, that's cute. You cute little hobby mom, you know.
right,
Is that stuff for my younger daughter. But my husband, my older one, and they're just kind of like, oh.
right.
But
Well, my
so
son doesn't really believe in all this. He thinks it's funny. But he's the one that helps me to get this thing going, and he knows everything seems like about YouTube. But he got me into you. I was never into YouTube, but I love YouTube. Can have a lot of things, like I said, about decrepit homes that are rebuilt. I love watching that stuff.
I'll be sending you some links.
There's that one woman that talks what the life was like in Rome. Do you know that woman, the
I
blonde woman?
think I do. I think I just saw that, and I
Oh
think
my God, I love watching. And you can actually do walkthroughs in famous sites that you might not ever make it there, but you can see what it looks like with the camera. I'll tell you, the YouTube thing is rocking.
it's
For me,
way better
it
than
did me
regular.
well. It did me well.
Yeah, I agree. And I've learned what I've enjoyed also is just learning about, since I'm doing this on my own, learning the platform, learning how a platform works. It's expanding
Right.
my knowledge. And I've met and meeting a lot of people like yourself. That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Because, I was, I'm disabled. I don't like, people annoy me for the most part. I love people, but then there's the other side of me that I'm pretty introverted and I need that.
Well, we need our downtime.
Yeah. And I always thought, from my family, they think, geez, Maya, you might as well go sit on a mountain. And it's like, don't tempt me. If I could wheel up there, I probably would be able.
One thing I really had to do, because at first, when I first started, I kind of opened wide open for readings and I was booked to the gills. As it is, I'm booking in 6 months from now. But I really needed to take care of myself. We forget about that. You've got to have that downtime to recharge.
Oh,
Otherwise, you'll find yourself irritated with people. But as long as I recharge and make sure I'm not overwhelmed, oh my God, it doesn't matter what somebody's throwing at me. I can handle it because there's nothing but love there.
Yep. Same. That's why I found, okay, I really want to make my limit that 2 hour mark. If I'm going, an hour to 2 tops, but I think that's good enough.
Right.
There's very few people that sit through with, a live that except for yours. I'm sure.
I can't do over an hour. I cannot.
I think
I do. 30 minutes is my favorite. Like Sterling and I, we do a little bit. It's 30 minutes. I get in and out, in and out. But, I don't want to, as much as the money is nice, because like I told you, I didn't know you could monetize.
It's a nice bonus.
And, I give a lot of it away. I have to pay taxes on half of it.
Right.
But while it's there, it gives me a little freedom too. And I can see why people with million subscribers are making fat,
Yeah.
So, but that's an extra added bonus. But I didn't get into this for anything to do with money. And here's the other thing. That's what's so cool. And I think the same with you.
Yeah.
Is that we don't need this to determine who we are or for our lives. We do this because we were instructed to do so. We're following the rules. And I have a pension. I'm retired. I have a pension. I could stop all of this today, this and readings, and still be able to make my money.
Ditto.
So
I'm not making much off of my little channel, but you know what? it's kind of making me
It's-
proud that I've done.
It makes you proud and it's yours. And the thing is too, is that I noticed like somebody like Sylvia Brown, who I think was a real good psychic back in the day. But when
I'm interested. Go.
money gets involved, it corrupts. When you have to start paying other people to take care of the gig, then that's why I worry about hiring people. Like I have someone oversee my comments and my sister. But my sister can take this or leave it. She does it for me. She gets paid. But and same with my friend that looks at all my comments. They do it for me because they like me, but it's not something that it makes or breaks their life.
Yeah.
I can't have that responsibility because even Eckhart Tolle, who I absolutely love,
Oh, I just saw something really good for him, so I'll send you that later. Go ahead. Go ahead.
he's starting to do that over advertising, enjoying this, enjoying that. That's very disappointing for me.
Oh.
Because he has to feed all these people.
Yep.
And so they're hustling him. It might not be him doing it, but they're hustling his work so they can keep the monetary thing going.
Yes.
That's the hard part about this.
That's right. It becomes a business.
Becomes a business. And
Just
then
like musicians that enjoy making music. Yeah.
just like a really good senator could end up being a corrupt senator because once the money's involved.
That's
Look
what
at McConnell. He went in there hardly with anything. And now he's all rich and fat thanks to what he's doing.
oh, I just would like to if I'd like to grab both my legs and kick them in his backside. Really roll over his feet a few times. Oh, I'm sorry, Mitch. Oh, here, let me roll over him again. Oops, oops. And then there's always the handles that have a tendency to hit men in a certain location if I back up and accidentally don't see them.
My dad had so many wheelchairs, it's not even funny. And when he died, there was a organization that refurbishes wheelchairs and takes them to Africa.
Yes.
And that guy came with a truck and they were in hog heaven. They couldn't believe how many wheelchairs. My dad just collected wheelchairs. Those were his legs, though.
Yeah, and you know what? On the average, you should, depending on wear and tear, of course, turn them out about every 5 years.
Yeah.
More
My
like
dad died when he was 80 and he broke his back when he was 42.
I'm amazed. He lived very well then.
He lived, and he didn't die because of a broken back. And he didn't die. He had about 10 heart attacks. He didn't die because of his heart. He had failure to thrive. He just, they didn't want to operate on him because of his heart. He had a bunch of stones in his gallbladder and his stomach.
Oh,
And he just slowly but surely just stopped eating. And
nature took its course.
listen, he didn't eat a bit of food for 4 months, but he was drinking water. And then all of a sudden, he couldn't drink water either. He lost his voice and he died within 3 days.
That sounds like it was just that was his exit.
Right. Because when he was in his 40s, he was a triathlon, or not a triathlon. He was a enduro motorcycle racer and a fire captain. So he was always in motion. He never sat still.
He was a physical person.
Very physical.
How did he end up in a wheelchair, Linda?
He was practicing with his bike and there was a part he knew he should replace, but my dad was one of those types. Why is that light still on? Why is that light still on?
My dad was like that too. My husband's like that.
A depression baby.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like that now too.
Right. And he even remembered what it was like to have his mom would make tack bread.
Mm-hmm.
Flour and water. And if you were lucky, you dipped it in molasses.
Yep.
And so he knows what it's like to go hungry. So he really was not somebody who would spend money. So he should have spent money. I think it was the carburetor. And what happened is it opened up wide open and stuck. So he went out of control, hit something. He thought the bike was hitting him in the back. It was his legs.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah. So he was laying up there for a while. And there was a hospital he hated. I'll never forget this. And that finally some boys were up there and he said, call the fire department. Tell them Troy, is here. And so they called the fire department, and all the guys knew him, and they, hey, Troy. And so they
Oh
got
God.
him in an ambulance, and he couldn't feel his legs. They knew it wasn't good. And they were going to take him to that other hospital because he was going into shock. His blood pressure was dropping. He got so mad that he said, no, I told you I don't want to go there. And he brought his blood pressure right up. So we were to take him to the hospital that he wanted.
Just make him mad a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So oh my, was he like my brother? Actually, um, he rebuilds old motorbikes. He gets
Oh,
old
yeah. My dad
parts.
would take it apart and put it back together.
And so like he, he'd take me, I loved it going out on the motorbike.
We
But
had
I
to learn to ride. He made us learn to ride. We had to shoot a gun, and we had to learn to ride. My dad was very specific, and he wasn't. He was a Democrat, but
Yep,
he
my dad
was
too.
very strong about the appropriate ways you handle a gun.
Yeah, my dad had a gun, and he had us shoot it, and he showed us and the appropriate way.
Yeah, that's
It,
how he was, and it hurt too. Remember, and the
yes.
rifle especially. I remember hurting my shoulder.
Well,
But we had
luckily,
to learn to ride motorcycles too.
luckily, we didn't. It wasn't a rifle, but it was a 38. It was a
Okay.
pistol. So,
My
but
dad was very strong about gun ownership, and taking care of the gun and all that stuff.
yeah, my brother and my dad both have that interest, and I don't have problems with that. I just have problems with people that are stupid.
I know. Well, my it's so funny you said Missouri because we could have kinfolk because
Oh,
my family is from the Ozarks. First, they were from Sumner, Tennessee. By the way, I have a great, 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 great grandfather. I mean, we're part of the revolution on my dad's side. You know, daughters of the revolution, sons.
oh my
Got
God.
my lineage all the way back there. I can go all the way back to King David of Scotland. I'm related to William the Lion.
I've
And
got Scottish blood too.
then we go to, I'm really strong with the Scotland because some of my direct lineage came into Sumner, Tennessee, all slave owners.
Yeah.
And my lineage, one of my grandfathers was a Confederate POW.
Oh wow.
Grave, and him and his wife in a backyard somewhere, old graveyard, are there. And then you can see the slaves were buried over here, and it's like just rocks. They didn't put anything with their name.
Right. So yeah,
Isn't that weird?
it is. One of my grandfathers, my dad's side, because my dad's side has been here longer. My mother, like, I'm the first, my brother and I are the first American born on my mother's side. But my dad's side has been here longer. And he had a grandfather that was for the North with the Union bugler. Blah, about couldn't say that. So, and we have his name was Abram.
Wow.
Yeah. So I love history. We'll have
We'll
to,
talk later about that.
yeah, because I'll have to get up and say, I can find my I did the research in Scotland
Oh, you
because
did? Did you go to Scotland and do it?
yes, I've actually been to Scotland, and my husband is English, large family, and one of his brothers lived in Scotland for a while with his family, and we went to visit. This would have been when my kids were toddlers, so that was fun. So my husband's logging around, and I can say this because I am a cripple, and a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and we flew.
I was engaged to a man in Scotland in the 1990s, and the relationship lasted about 2 years. I don't know how you got around with those cobblestone roads,
Cobblestones are deadly.
and I barely could walk through it. But he was the one that said to me when I said, Robin, if you were me, how would you do your hair? He said, woman, if I was you, I'd be too busy playing with my breasts to worry about my hair.
That sounds like my husband.
But their whole thing, he was, what do you call a prison official or officer?
Oh, a warden, like?
And they always would gather to the pub. The pub is their life.
Yes, that's
And
the social hub.
I flew out there one time, New Year's Eve, and we went to one of his friends' house. And I was shocked because they expected us to stay there for like a couple of days, and all they do is drink.
I know.
That's all they do. So I worried about my sons because they were little, and I didn't want them to grow up, you know, having thinking alcohol is the way to go.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that. Um,
Thank you, Susan.
oh,
She just said that her both her dad and brothers love the motorbike.
oh,
But I really love Scotland is something else.
oh, Scotland's beautiful. My husband was worried because sometimes if you have an English accent, he's had people in the pubs take issue because, you know,
Oh my God! And here they all the same color skin and everything. Most of them.
well,
And they're prejudiced against English and they're prejudiced against Irish.
yeah. And my husband's half Irish.
Oh my God.
My husband's actually half Irish and Italian. So, and born in London. So he would get what they call a bit of slagging off by some of the Scottish that just didn't like English people because they repressed the Scots. You know.
Oh yeah, we'll have a War of the Roses. You know, in fact, my family last name, the uncles that came over, or the great grandparents, it used to be their last name used to be Denham, but they changed it to Durham after Durham, England, which wasn't England; it belonged to Scotland at the time.
Oh wow!
Came over, they changed their name to match that of the place they loved the most, but couldn't live there because of the English.
Yeah, it's like when I saw Braveheart when that first came out before we all knew what Mel was, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate. I really like him too. I still like his movies. He's great movies, but
he was good in that. It's just like,
God, really, did you see him at that event with Trump? And he supported Trump.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's very prejudiced. It's very sad.
He's awful.
Yeah.
But when I saw Braveheart, which I just loved it though, I have to say, because it's like I felt my blood going up,
I had to watch it when I was in Edinburgh because I wanted to watch it in Edinburgh. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you so much. Edinburgh, I was very fortunate. My husband's family lived, his brother and family lived in Aberdeen. So we went to Aberdeen and then we went to Edinburgh.
Okay.
We drove up through Gretna Green, which is the first place where everybody goes to get married. Apparently, it's kind of like the quick marriage. If you go to Gretna Green, you can drive through England up into Scotland, and they have these little marriage places.
Right.
But when we first, I remember, just the land itself is breathtaking, and the energy.
So the castles like Stirling Castle?
I went to Loch Ness.
Oh, I bet that was interesting.
It's amazing. I loved it. I loved the energy. And I had a little ritual of a bottle of certain things. And I told my husband, hey, go down there because, there's a steep kind of a rock. If you're walking, you could do it, but I can't. So I said, go to my poor husband. I said, go down there and empty this bottle into the lock for me. And he goes, what's that? I said, don't ask.
Don't ask.
And that was enough for him. He's like, all right, Maya. It's one of those Maya things. So he went down and he did it for me.
Aww.
And then I said, I want you also to collect the water.
Oh.
So I have a blue glass. Yeah. And thank you, Mims. Thank you so much.
So listen, we're over the hour and I'm starting to feel it. I had such a good time with you, my friend.
It was great talking with you. And
what a relaxing time because we didn't have to really look at the future. But I will tell everybody I'll be on again Sunday. But I will tell everybody I am feeling the drama coming up with Trump. I'm feeling it.
Oh yeah.
I just know one thing after the other. So don't lose faith, you guys, because it is going to happen.
Exactly.
It
I,
is.
you know, I see the same thing. It's hard to sit through it, and the hardest thing is the time. But the universe, the devil's, he's got to pay the devil his due.
What goes around comes around.
Darn right.
He knows it already, by the way. He knows it. He's seething right now. Do you remember The Exorcist when they showed that Linda Blair character? When
Yes.
the main priest was coming in and they showed the eyes, knowing
Oh,
that. And that's what I see. I see the eyes like, oh God, here we go.
yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for showing up. I'd love to do this again with you, girlfriend. It was so chillaxing.
Oh God, yes. You know what? You just let me know. I'm pretty flexible. Wednesdays, we'll all work it out. But anytime,
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
let's do it. All right.
Bye,
I love
everybody.
you.
Everybody have a good weekend. Friday
Yes.
the 13th. It's my lucky day.
Lucky number.
Okay, honey. You take care.
Bye. All right, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed our lovely chat, and I hope it left you on a really big up note for your Friday the 13th. And this is exactly what I wanted it to be. Just to allow Linda not to have to read and to be herself and share what she wanted to share. And I really enjoyed it. And I thank all of you and the mods for sorting things out and being so wonderful. I love y'all. I'm going to end the broadcast, but I will send you out with some Reiki. I promise. Just open to receive and send me your good wishes. I go to see the doctor today for my referral to the wound care so I can get on with all that I need to do. All right. All right, you guys. Be good to yourselves and everyone else. All right.